I legit thought my Snapchat camera was my real camera and I was gonna try and film with it, and that would have been really awkward. And I would have been like, why is it not going past 60 seconds or how many seconds it is? I don't even know. I don't even know. I suck. I Snapchat all the time and yet I don't even know. Story of my life. Also say, I hate iOS 10. I hate it. Okay, the notification system when it pops up on your phone is a box. The box I absolutely hate that. Why did they have to change it? I wish I did not even update. I really do. I wish I never did, because it's not worth it, especially when they took away the gun emoji and put it in with a toy gun. I get it. There's a lot of gun violence in the world. I get it, okay? I'm kind of, you know, right to bear arms. You guys know how I feel about that already. But come on now. Really? Really? Like, first the YouTubers censoring themselves and now we are like gonna censor the emojis. Makes so much sense. Hey beautifuls! So today I am not stockpiling videos for a few reasons. First reason being is that I was going to be doing a tutorial and I was actually going to do a lookbook for you guys next week. However, by this meme you guys know what's going on. So I'm feeling very bloated and very crampy and very crabby and I want to eat everything. But on a positive note, I did finally work out this morning, so I feel a little better about that. And I did my makeup today and I just feel really good about it. A lot of you guys requested this video from my last one about how to survive school if you have anxiety or any mental illness that really kind of deprives you, because I feel that pain. I'm right there with you guys. And I briefly touched upon how freshman year of high school, I don't remember half of it. It was bad. It was not good. It was like the worst year of school I think I've ever had in my life. So if you guys want to hear about that, then let's just get started. A lot of things I'm gonna try and be kind of like, I'm not gonna like straight out like say people's names. Obviously I never do in these story times, but in general I'm not going to, because if they do happen to watch this video, hey, get back to the beginning. So my freshman year of high school, if you guys don't already know like the basics of what I already talked about, I will put the video down below from last week. Probably is already there and you guys can go check it out. Basically me talking about like the general gist of why it was bad, that sort of thing. Freshman year was bad. I moved from Maine back to Connecticut. Was thrown in a high school where I didn't really feel like I could learn in the environment. I felt teachers didn't get me, that whole sort of thing. It was not like curriculum was different and I just felt really like inhibited and just really like I don't care anymore, and I was depressed and I was developing anxiety and all that kind of stuff. It was a great time. It was so fun. And I'm saying that with the most sarcasm because it really sucked, let me tell you. This is the first thing that I did when I first got to high school. Of course, I was very boy crazy in high school. And before that, when I was younger too, in middle school, boyfriends. I wouldn't say that I was, you know, a slut. No, I wasn't a slut. But I did date a lot of guys, and there's one guy in particular that I was on and off with my entire freshman year. Now, I started dating a different guy of the same name for about a month, and then we decided, we can't do this. Like, you know, we're just better off as friends, because we didn't even know each other. We were like, oh, let's date. It was just kind of like that. And we dated, and it was like, I don't know, it just was not really like a real relationship. It was just kind of like we're hanging out sort of thing. This guy that I'm talking about, I was on and off with him my entire freshman year of high school, and it literally drove me nuts. He was the type of guy that was, you know, all about drugs and smoking weed and, you know, all that kind of stuff, and partying, and, you know, good for him, you know, still doing that. Good for you, dude, you know, whatever. Kind of like the way that we were dating was like we were together for 2 weeks, then he broke up with me for no reason for 2 weeks, and then he'd want me back, and it was just kind of like that whole up and down thing, and it was just really exhausting, because as much as I really liked this kid, like in the end, after this whole thing went down and then I started dating my ex, I was over it. I was over it. But I wouldn't say that wasn't the worst thing about freshman year, because obviously, you know, I don't regret anything that's happened to me because it's taught me lessons and, you know, I've grown from it. But I don't think that our relationship was healthy. I think he was a Libra too. Can I just say that? I don't know why, but a lot of guys I've dated are Libras. I don't know why, and I'm a Scorpio, and that's just like, if you look up the compatibility, the love compatibility for that, it is like so horrible. So horrible. Yet I was really like attracted to that, and I don't know why. Like, why? I don't get it. I really don't. That was kind of like the first thing about freshman year that really set me for a loop. Danielle and I were not really that close because I just moved back. We were, you know, we were trying to be close again and hanging out, but I wasn't really hanging out with her and her friends that much. I was just kind of sticking to myself, and I ended up hanging out with my boyfriend at the time and his friends. He was a sophomore. I was a freshman, and I don't know, the first time like we actually like hung out and stuff, all we did was make out. Now, I don't know if that's like, I don't know why that always like happened to me in like middle school and high school. Like, it was just probably hormones, honestly, you know, your hormones, puberty, like that's all we did pretty much. Like, I'm not even gonna lie about it. All we did was really make out. We were very toxic for each other, and there were a lot of calls I would get that were drunken calls. I remember I got one from him, you know, shout out to you again if you're watching this. Hey, see if you remember any of this. I'm not bashing him in any way, like, you know, it was freshman year for me and it was whatever. I remember I got a phone call from him months and months into our like on and off relationship, and he was like, will you be my girlfriend? And I'm like, I'm already your girlfriend, what are you talking about? And he was drunk. He was drunk. It was great. It was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for that call. That was wonderful. And I was just like, what? So then after that, I don't even know what really happened. Like, everything is still such a blur to me from that year because I try to block it out so much. So please excuse that. So first off, a very toxic on and off relationship. Again, I don't regret it. And, you know, no hate towards him, whatever. You know, he's doing him. He's doing him now, you know, whatever. Later found out that he spread a lot of rumors about me and him. And I didn't appreciate that. So I didn't appreciate that, but I got no hate towards you. You know, keep on doing what you're doing, man. So yeah. Next thing was that I party a little bit. I wasn't like crazy partying, and I don't really remember a lot of things that happen because for the main reason I've been kind of holding this back from like expressing this on YouTube, but I was an alcoholic for a few months. And I say that loosely because I know a lot of people are gonna be like, how are you an alcoholic, blah blah blah, you were going to school, blah blah blah. Well, I was what you would call a functioning alcoholic, and I think it was kind of at the point where like I was just so depressed. I was so done with this. I felt like nowhere was home. After my dad passed away, Maine wasn't home to me anymore. When I moved back down here, this was not home to me. I just felt really isolated and alone and sad, and I missed my dad and I missed my uncle, and I just felt really like I just didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. So I started drinking, and I don't recommend anyone with mental illness do this. I don't recommend you guys go out and buy vodka or go steal it from your parents or anything. I don't recommend you do that because that's not how you solve problems, and you're just creating another one. I was drinking and I was smoking cigarettes, and I was kind of one of those, you know, kids that just stopped caring pretty much. And I have to say, I got away with it pretty well in high school because I wasn't one of those people that made it so obvious that, hey, I'm showing up to school drunk. No, I would have a nice drink a few hours in advance and then just kind of go about the day and come home and then continue it all over again. So when I say alcoholic, I'm saying that very loosely because I don't know if that's like the right term, but basically I was in a really bad place, and I just didn't care anymore. I didn't care about my grades, I didn't care about school, I didn't really care about what was going to happen to me, and I just... I'm gonna cry and there was a bee outside my window, I'm sorry. It's just at such a bad place that I just did not want to... I didn't want to continue. And I wasn't at the point where I was thinking about, you know, doing that, and I'm not gonna say it because I know that triggers people. But I was thinking about, you know, doing something to end everything because I just felt so bad, and I just didn't know how to make all of this go away that I felt and make life better, I was just still really, yeah. I actually kept this a secret from my mom and my family for quite a few months, and it came about where, if you guys saw my paranormal occurrences with my dad video story time, I will link it below. I'll link the whole story time playlist below if you want to go watch all of them. My stepsister did go to a psychic, and that's when she told me what my stepdad had to say to me, was that you are not alone. I'm gonna cry. I have my period and I'm gonna cry. Like, this is wonderful. Great video idea, Sam. You're not alone. You have people around you that love you and care about you. And for some reason that just kind of like woke me up, because I was like, wait a minute. I don't need to feel this way. I don't need to be this way. This is not the end of the world. Like, I can make this better. Through that, it kind of, again, it gave me like the reassurance that he really is here, and he really is, you know, with me all the time, and I do feel him with me all the time. That kind of like snapped me out of everything, and I ended up telling my mom, and she was like, okay, well, you gotta stop. You gotta stop doing all of this, because this is not helping you. This is not gonna, you know, you're not gonna get anywhere if you keep doing this. It's just gonna become a bigger problem. And again, I have to point out that I don't recommend, if you are feeling low, depressed, anxious, whatever, that you do not turn to drugs and alcohol, because detoxing off of that alcohol was, my God, that was hell. That was hell. But I got through it, and I went through the rest of my, this was around like April, May that this happened, and I finally kind of straightened up and was like, all right. So around June, I started to hang out with Danielle a little bit more again, and her friends, and I started, and I finished off my freshman year, and I was done with it. The same on and off boyfriend still kept trying to come around and like talk to me and be like, hey, I'll call you, hey, let's go do something, hey, you want to go out again? And I was like, no. No offense, but no. I just feel like that time in my life, again, was still such a blur. So again, no hate towards like anyone that I encountered my freshman year of high school. I don't really remember much, but I do remember that. That summer I started to just kind of hang out with Danielle a little bit more. I started to just, you know, kind of heal from mourning and from everything that had happened that year, and just be like, okay, I'm done with it, whatever, we're gonna move on. August came, and my mom was like, oh, we're finally gonna get internet, because we had had AT&T U-verse for about a year. My mom was like, we're finally getting internet. I was like, oh, yay, because that meant I could finally get a Facebook, and at that time, in like 2008, that was a big deal to have a Facebook. So I was like, oh my God, yay! So I finally got a Facebook, and I was so excited, and I remember being on the computer my first couple weeks of school, first couple weeks of near the end of the summer, I was on it constantly, and I was like, oh my God, like I was literally like, it got to the point where I was so obsessed. Like I remember going to sleep one night with Danielle when she slept over my house, and I just had dreams about doing stuff on Facebook and bumper stickers and poking people and playing mini games and doing quizzes. Like literally, that was just going on over and over in my head. That was literally all I was thinking about. Like I was legit crazy insane. It was kind of like the turning point. And then soon after, I met my ex, and I was really, really happy. And things got better from there. Sophomore year was one of the best years of my life in school. Like sophomore year, I think, tops my high school career. Like that was the best year ever. I was so happy. Nothing could break me. That was the best year of my life. I really enjoyed that year, and I do have to credit it a lot to my ex, because I felt like that was the first I had been with that actually, I don't know, that I felt like it was more of a grown-up relationship in a sense, if that makes sense, if that makes any sense at all. Like I felt like we were more like a high school couple. Like we were more like grown up. Like it wasn't like a little middle school like oh, let me go out with you kind of fling, we'll be together on and off for weeks or whatever. No, it was like we were in it for the long haul, and that was like the first long-term relationship I had ever had without like on and off. I don't think I ever really had that before him, actually. So shout out to you, ex. Shout out to you. Because that was nice. That was nice. But I already talked about my ex, so we're not going to go into that. But anyway, other things that happened freshman year that I can think of off the top of my head. I think I snuck out of the house a couple times during the night. Yeah, don't do that. My mom didn't find out about that till like years later, and she's like, oh, well, I kind of figured you were doing that. And I was like, I'm sorry, Mom. Do you remember coming home drunk one night? Maybe it was a weekend. I don't remember, because I know that my boyfriend was there at the time. And I remember him bringing me home and bringing me into my house and bringing me up to my room, and then he left. I don't know. I remember that. I don't remember anything else, so maybe it's like all just my head because I blocked everything out. I don't know. But it was just really, freshman year was not a good year for me, and now you guys kind of know why. So, yeah. But if you guys could take anything from this story, honestly, if you are in a new school or you are moving back to your old school from where you've been for years and years, and you've lost a parent, you've lost someone very close to you, you don't know how to deal with it, there are people out there that can help you. There are resources, there is everything, you know. Talk to somebody, talk to your parents, talk to your friends, talk to someone you know, love, and trust, because I literally felt like I had nobody. I felt very alone and isolated, and I turned to drinking and smoking cigarettes. I did not ever do, okay, I lied. I think I did smoke weed once. I don't remember. There are resources, there are people that love you. This is not the end, and drugs and alcohol are definitely not the answer to your problems, because it just creates a bigger problem and it makes you feel even more like shit, and you just get a temporary high. So, if anything, don't do that, and don't keep going on and off with a guy that doesn't know if he wants to stay with you or not, because that's not healthy for you, and you deserve more than that. In high school, you know, everyone says it's the most fun time of your life, it's the best time of your life. For me, it was like about 50% hell. No, it was about 65% hell, and the rest of it was pretty good. So the pretty good was sophomore year. I think that covers everything. If I forgot anything, I don't know if you guys have any questions. I'll try my best to answer them down below. Again, this is the year of my life I really try to block out and to not think about it, because it just makes me sad and it really depresses me. So I just don't, and it brings me back to that time, and I just don't want to think about it. So, yeah, but, oh, Clara was leaving. Bye, Clara! I know! Yeah, I love you guys so much. Hope you have an awesome day. Subscribe if you would like to see more of me. I know, that's getting a little old. It's alright. And, yeah, let's get to 2,000 subscribers. Yes, please, please. Can we get to 2,000? Can we get to 2,000 Weird Beauty Crew members? Please, please, please. And again, these videos are not stockpiled. I'm not filming stockpile videos today. I'm probably going to be doing that next week. So, next week's videos will be all of me in the same outfit, same makeup. You guys know the deal. But, yeah, so I love you guys, and I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you in my next video. P.S. Don't be me freshman year in high school. Don't be freshman year Sam. Okay? Just don't do it. Don't do it. Be better than me. If this story taught you guys anything, it's to be better than me in high school. Because it was not a good time, let me tell you. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.